Hey, I'm Kay, just a girl making ridiculously crazy builds in The Sims. Come check them out. Welcome back to one of my super old videos that I decided to show you again. Because it didn't work then, but it totally works now, so all is good. This is actually going to be on the gallery in The Sims 4, so if you want to download it, you can actually do that now. Because I fixed it up, and hopefully when you download it, it still works. I can't guarantee that though, it's The Sims, so I guess you'll find out. So I built this house using the floor plans for the Ranger's house in Greenwich, London, which is what they used for the show's exterior views of the house. Now, I'm sure most of us know that the interiors of the house are sets and they're totally made up, or they're from other houses that they've used. So this house doesn't fit everything that is in that house. So I've just kind of done the interior here based on sort of what it would look like. I did use images from the show for the grand entryway in here, as well as the famous blue room, sitting room. So there's a lot of things that I did take from the show. Otherwise, I tried to fit everything in based on what they show us. And yes, of course, things like the ceiling not quite working around my dome there. It did work. And then, of course, you go and fix other things and twiddle with stuff, and then all of a sudden something else doesn't work. That's what happens. So unfortunately, that's going to look like that in the download because I've spent too many hours on this already. So I had to just cut it and say, you get what you get. Now, this video is a complete walkthrough. I don't think I did that very well with the last one. I think I just showed images. I don't quite remember. But if you want to take a look at that, you can go back in my YouTube videos and take a look at the family that I built for it, the Bridgertons that I was calling the Bridger Sims. And then you can take a look at the original home that I built, which is basically exactly the same as this one, except for I did fix the things that weren't working in that, which were some staircases, and I think that might have been it. I don't quite remember. Anyway, I did originally build it on a much smaller lot, so I couldn't have like the sides of the house were basically on the edge of the lot, so it didn't quite work with the foundation that I had made going on and everything. So I've added this on a bigger lot in a different world so that it would work. I actually like the world that I put it in currently because it seems more like a Bridgerton area. So yeah, I will talk about that world later on. For now, I'm just going to play some music because I've already technically showed people this house, if of course you've watched that video. So I'm just going to let you take a look at it again. I'm going to interrupt the music here because this is what I updated. So these stairs going down did not work. This is the servants' stairs. I did add a door going outside in that area too, but I have fixed this stairwell, so now it is fully functional for the family to go up and down So yeah, that works. Another quick note, I did add bedrooms for all of the family members. However, most of us know that you can only have 8 Sims in your family unless you do some crazy cheat stuff, modifications to your game or whatever. I don't do any of that stuff. So, of course, I've made the 8 Sims. However, I've made Violet Bridgerton. So I could not make the last Bridgerton child, which is Hyacinth. Hyacinth. Gosh, her name is hard to say sometimes for me, apparently. Anyway, I have made basically the 2 youngest daughters would share a room, and the 2 youngest sons would share a room in this version of the build. So if you want to download that, just keep in mind that I have made enough rooms for everyone. Like there's enough beds for everyone up here with the way that I've designed this. So you can go ahead and download the family I made too if you want to play with them or create your own, whatever you want. I will also note that I did not use any of the images from the show to complete the bedrooms. So the bedrooms for this size of house are impossible to make. They are massive. So if you'll notice in the show, like Violet's bedroom that they showed this season, obviously does not look like it does right now in this game, which is this room here. Her room is massive, of course. So I couldn't do that because the build, of course, is only as big as it can be. As well as the other kids, I didn't use any of the images for the show to finish their rooms. So if you want to download it and put more details into it, that's up to you. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go swing across the other side here and look at the boys' wing of the home. All of the girls are on the one side of the house, and all of the boys are over here on the other side. It just sort of happened that way. Anyway, I did do a 2-story ballroom. So technically, you could cut that entire top story off and have more rooms over there. So I guess I could have got away with some giant rooms, but I wanted a 2-story ballroom. And that kind of overtook. I wanted that because, of course, my Sims aren't going to care how big their rooms are. They're going to want to dance at a giant ball. Now, as we head out the back door here to the backyard, you will notice that I have added to this build the gazebo featured in season 4, the Bridgerton. And of course, I've added the swing set kind of oddly into the fence here, but still I've added the swing set for, who is it? Eloise and her brother Benedict to hang out and chitty chat on. So yeah, anyway, the gazebo I thought was necessary. Anyway, let's check out the basement here. Currently, the stairs going down to this door disappeared because that's what happens when you load your game. Stuff just randomly disappears. Anyway, I did put them back in, so in the download, everything is in the download. I know the ceiling went weird on this level too. Yeah, stuff just happens. This hot tub disappeared once when I loaded it, so these are fun things that may happen if you download the game and all of a sudden you're like, where's the hot tub that comes with it? I can't guarantee it's going to show up. When you download it, the little movers in the Sims steal things, apparently. So sometimes you don't get everything that comes with it. Anyway, if that happens, I apologize. It's not my fault. I tried to give you something fun, and the Sims stole the fun. Anyway, let's check out the basement here, which I don't think I did in great detail before. Can't recall. But now you can get down to it, because in around this hall here, which I didn't show, is where the staircase comes down. So you can get into the kitchen here. I should have built the kitchen more like the one in the show, but I didn't think about that at the time, and I just did this. So this is what you get. Oh, I should also note that you might have to take out some of the fridges. I forgot to test that in this build. So the last castle build that I made, I will tag that at the end of this video. It'll pop up in the little screen you can click on if you want to go look at that. That castle build, I had I had 3 stoves in it, and I had 3 full-size fridges. And then the game wouldn't allow you to cook things because there was too many fridges. That's what it was telling me. I'm like, that's weird. But I'm not sure if this style fridge that I have put in this game does that same, like has that same issue also. So unfortunately, that's something, if you download, you'll find out. If that's the case, unfortunately, you just have to get rid of some of your fridges and just put like cabinets there or something. I wanted it to be like a cold storage fridge room, that's the intention of what that room was. Anyway. Now I'm just going to do a quick overview of the floor plan here. Starting with the roof here, I've added 3 domes to this build, 2 in the ballroom and then 1 in the main entry area. It actually looks like there's 1 there in the show. Anyway, this whole middle section here, this top part of the roof is built using a platform. Because the other sides here, they are 2 stories. You can tell that from the images, the floor plans of the actual house. There are windows on the other side of it. So this section technically is 2 stories. So to get that look of the taller in the middle, you have to use a platform to build it up. And then I've just put like a trim around it, a roof trim, and it looks perfect. It worked great. I also added bracing in the domes for where the ceiling lights would be, because of course they would have to attach to something. I did also fix that dome that isn't quite showing through over the ballroom. So in case you notice that, that is fixed. I'm just going to show a quick overview now of the floor plans. So this is the 2nd floor where I've allotted everyone's bedroom. You can see beside the 2-story ballroom that's on the right there, if you look over to the left at the top is Benedict's room. Then below that, Colin and Gregory have to share a room. And then below that, Anthony, which I guess I should say Antony, however they say it in the show, all fancy. And then top right, Daphne. Down below that, Eloise and Hyacinth, whatever. Anyways, Francesca and Violet. Because I want that 2-story ballroom, some kids have to share a room. That's the way it goes. Now I didn't label the main floor here because it's pretty self-explanatory. Ballroom on the right, the far left is the blue room, which I'm calling it, the sitting room in the show. Right smack dab in the middle is the entryway into the grand foyer. Behind that is the grand staircase. Flanking the grand staircase are 2 bathrooms that are built around inserted fireplaces in the dining room, and then the other side is like the smoking billiards room. Down at the front is a sitting room, a library, and in the middle is an office. And then on the middle on the other side, beside the ballroom, is some washrooms for guests of the property. And then, of course, top far left is the servants' stairwell. Now heading to the basement where there is an indoor pool. Highly unlikely, but still could possibly happen. So I've added that because I wanted a pool in the basement, basically. So you can come down the stairs at the back, which I showed before, into a room where you can access either the servants' quarters of the house or go into the pool area. The pool area has a basketball court slash sort of gym area. Up above it is dressing rooms for the pool, and then the whole other side is the servants area. So all in the middle are 8 servants' bedrooms. There's the kitchen, dining room, washing room, laundry room. Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Now, one of the things that disappeared was this staircase here. I have put it back. Now there are stairs going to the basement. That is there. Move over here. Here's the swing set that I've shoved into a tree I sized up. Because why not? Anyway, this is where the house currently is. So because my family doesn't have enough money, I had to put them in a cheap house, a cheap lot, so that I could, do the fun cheat code where I mother loaded them up with a bunch of money so they could buy the house that I built for them to live in, which was too expensive. So in hindsight, I should have loaded the family up before I put them on the gallery, but I didn't do that. So anyway, yeah, do I want the house furnished? Heck yes, I do, because I spent hours furnishing it. So hopefully if you download it and have it furnished so you can check it all out before you delete everything and make it your own. That would be nice. Just take a look at what I've done and enjoy it before you delete it. I mean, the game might delete it for you anyway, so who knows. Now, in true Bridgerton fashion, everyone is outside welcoming someone home from their vacation afar, because that's how every season seems to start. So that's how this game's going to start. Now it looks like everyone's going to disperse to the drawing room. Here they go, right through the solid wood door itself, because that's how they roll. Now, just to confirm 100,000% that they can use this stairwell before I put it on the gallery, here they go, down into the basement. Oh, look, they all want to do it now. I just told Violet to do it, and everyone else is like, where are you going, Mom? Anyway, here she goes. Now they're going to go all the way up to the top just to make sure everything works. You probably noticed the swan in the pool. Yep, I 100% put a swan in the pool. Delete that at your own will. There they go, upstairs, perfect. And now Benedict is going to learn how to waltz so that he can teach Sophie later on. That's his mom being like, I'm just going to dance by myself first before I interact with you. Benedict's like, Mom, is this how you do the waltz? And she's just like, no, son, not at all. Let me show you a true waltz. And she takes his hand and they waltz around and then they kiss. What? There's no kissing in the waltz, so I don't know what's going on. Pretty sure they're going to do it again. Yeah. No. What is happening? Anyways, she obviously is uncomfortable now because her son is kissing her. Like, is this what I do, Mom? And she's like, I guess. Yay, you've learned. And we just made out. How gross.